Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm excited for today's swatch party. We of course are going to be talking about the new extensions of the Mystic Cove and Sea of Shadows releases from Devinah Cosmetics. I did purchase these, by the way, with my own money, and I'm excited to get into all these swatches with you. If you are not new to my channel, you will know that Devinah shadows just have my heart. So might there be a bit of bias in this video? Absolutely, but just because I know that I pretty much always love the formula and Devinah shadows just always make me happy. So with that being said, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, we are gonna dive right in. We have 5 shadows. I'm doing eye swatches for you, some comparison swatches, and I didn't plan on putting a look into this video because there's a lot of other stuff, but I did get up early this morning so I could film this look right here. So if you do want to see how I got this, that'll be at the end of this video. All right, so let's get into the details of this launch. I think the one thing that is very unique for Devinah, and the thing that everyone was super excited about, is the launch of these palettes, because everybody loved the artwork from these collections. I will go ahead and give you a little close-up here. Let's do Mystic Cove first. So if you have seen, you know, the launch artwork, the theme of these beautiful collections, I mean, it's just so beautiful. And Deandra had said that everyone was kind of asking, like, can we get this artwork? Like, how do we get this? I'd love a palette. So these are really pretty. I'll open up the Sea of Shadows one here. I don't have the shadows in here, but you can see I love this dark, reflective, holographic. I think this was so smart because if you are a creator, you know that anything super shiny reflective is super hard to get good pictures of. So as a creator, I really like this because I can take pictures and not blind everybody, but it's still fun. You know, it's not just basic black. I do also like that these pans do have the little well that you can use a tweezer or like a depotting tool and pop out your shadows. I just find that using magnets, you always get like a little where shadow gets touched. So I do really enjoy these. The only thing, and I get it because now there's 9 shadows in each collection. For me though, I really wish that these palettes were just a little bit bigger. And that's just because I very rarely want to stick to just 9 shadows. I'm very much not a minimalist when it comes to my eyeshadow palettes. I really want like 12 to 15 shades. And I really do plan on mostly using these palettes to create fun build your own palettes. So I would have liked it if there were a couple more pans in here, but the artwork was just so pretty. I couldn't resist myself. And honestly, the bundle deals were such a good price. So that is why I went ahead and purchased them. So the details, by the way, on those is the Mystic Cove extension pack, which has the 3 new Mystic Cove shades, and the palette was $48 on discount. The normal price is $62. By the way, they still are on special. If you do want to pick these up, at the time of filming this, they were both in stock. So these are, by the way, the 3 shades in Mystic Cove, and then the upper 2 are the 2 new Sea of Shadows shades. I just threw them in here for filming because it was much easier to handle. So the Sea of Shadows extension pack was discounted to $18.80 from $27. So you were able to get the palette and the 2 shadows for $18.80, which I thought was a great price. And then of course the Mystic Cove with the 3 shadows was $48. All right, so now we have the details of those collections out of the way. Now I do also want to say, if you want to see my thoughts on the original shadows from the Sea of Shadows and the Mystic Cove collection, I have 2 videos, one for each collection, up here on my channel. I'll make sure to have them linked down below. Those were sent to me in PR from Devinah, so I do just want to say that. And I do also have a discount code right now because these are at a bundle price. You won't be able to use that, but if you decide to pick them up and there's any other shades that are tickling your fancy, you can go ahead and use my code KEEPBeautyReal to save some cash. All right, lovelies, now it's time to enter the swatch party. I hope you enjoy. All right, here we go with our swatch party. Luckily, I'm only a couple minutes in and I realized that my microphone wasn't plugged in. I was using my camera to take some pictures and completely forgot to plug it back in. So I'll show you the 2 Sea of Shadows shades. Wow, that could be a tongue twister. So I will show you the 2 new Sea of Shadows shades right now. I will do hand swatches, and then also we're gonna swatch them on the eyes just so we can see them. So we have Seaside Horizon. I'm sorry you're not gonna get to see the fresh, pristine pans of this because I've already swatched it, but there is no audio. So this to me has a blue with a bit of a teal reflect. Like, it's definitely blue forward, but I feel like there's a bit of teal in the shimmer. And then you get that almost like purpley pink or pinky purple. I feel like it's not just a straight purple. So this is really pretty. If you are a blue lover, this is gonna be one for you. And then our second shade is Calypso Shadows. And I wanted to be able to show these side by side because at first I feel like they sort of look like they're gonna be similar, but I think that Calypso Shallows is going to be more purple forward, and then you can see you get that almost like grungy teal to it. So I think that that's really pretty. And I feel like this one almost has like a bit more of a like silvery shimmer to it. So now we've got the two juicy hand swatches here. So this is the first one, the Seaside Horizon. Is that right? Seaside Horizon, yeah. So this to me is like a beautiful bright blue. Like I said, you get a little bit of that almost teal. You know, it's just really nice and vibrant, and then you get the purple shift to it. So it's a bright purple though. It's not like a deep purple, and I think that is super pretty. And then this here is Calypso Shallows. So this to me, you know, again, it's more purple forward at first, but almost like, I mean, to me, it's like almost like a silvery purple. And then you get into this almost, I don't know, the teal looks, and it's not quite as vibrant on camera as it is in person. Like, at least right now, what I'm seeing on the viewfinder is not quite as vibrant as what I'm seeing in my mirror. But the teal is almost, it's just like, it's bright. It's like a teal with almost a little bit of like a limey flick to it. I don't think flick is a word that we use in shifty shadows, but we're gonna go with it here. So again, let's put them like straightforward. So this is definitely more blue based, whereas this is gonna look more purple based. Can't wait to get these on the eyes. Let's do it right now. And just for reference for any of you that are new to my channel, when I do eye swatches, I really almost never use an eye primer because I very rarely prime my eyelids. I do have a little bit of concealer on just because that's how I normally do my makeup. There are times if I'm using an extra glittery shade or it's a formula that I feel like tends to crease, I will go ahead and use a tacky eye primer. I will say that the brand does recommend using a glitter glue, which I am hearing that they might have on offer for us soon, so I'm really excited. Because there are those times where I think that it's great to use. It's just, you know, do your makeup preferences. All right, so we're gonna start out with Seaside Horizon. That is the more blue-based. And I'm using a MAC 283. This is kind of more of a toothy brush. So I just find that it picks up shadows pretty well. And I am gonna wet my brush because that is how I usually do my makeup. And I'm not gonna do anything fancy here. I'm literally just gonna like throw this on. It's really more just for reference. And I know that I've said this before, but for me, these eye swatches are always, I really just always want them to look realistic. You know, like this is what the reality of when you wear these shadows, this is probably going to be what it looks like. So I don't use overly fancy lighting techniques. I'm not going to go to the max with any application. I'm just going to do my makeup how I would do my makeup. Well, at least, you know, apply the eyeshadow. I probably wouldn't just do one color like this, but I'm just going to do it in a realistic way so that you can see, and hopefully that's helpful. So I'm going to finish popping this on, and then I will also get the other shadow on and I'll show you close-ups. All right, so hopefully the close-up was helpful. One thing that I do want to say is I felt like when I put, is it both or is it just the one? It's mostly just this one. Seaside Horizon. New shades, haven't memorized them yet, but this one, it's not patchy. It's just maybe a little bit thin. You all know that I am not team fingers by any means normally, and I'm sure that if you use your fingers or you use a glitter glue or something like that, you probably would be able to get more solidity out of this, opacity. That's what we're gonna go with. So I am going to, I'm gonna use my finger, okay. I'm not usually one to do this. I do also wanna just show the texture if I can get it to go here. There we go, hopefully you can see that. These are just a smidge. They're not flaky, but they do have that little bit of kick up in the pan when you use a brush. So just letting you know that. I will say when I put this on, I got virtually no fallout. I did get a bit more on the other side. That could just be that I was getting sloppy though. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, you're gonna get much more impact out of these if you use a finger or even like a silicone spatula. Maybe that's what I should have done with the second shade. But I mean, you can see that. So it can definitely be built up. I also feel like if you build something up though, the thicker it is, the more likely it is to crease. But I very rarely, very, very rarely have Devinah shadows crease on me. And of course, another thing that you could do to intensify this is to put down a black base. That's just going to give you like more ba-bam to your look. I think this is really pretty. I actually almost kind of like the fact that I have the ability to wear it not completely sheer, but a little bit softer, because then you could put like a purple under it and a little bit of that might come through, or even do like a teal underneath it or something like that. And you would have some room to play with this a little bit. So I think that's really pretty. Obviously this one is really beautiful as well. I think this one has more of a shimmery look to it than this one does. Like this one is definitely shifty, but it doesn't quite have as much glisten, if you will. That's just my opinion. All right, now we're going to get into the 3 new Mystic Cove shades. I love this formula. I love this formula. Not that I don't like the Sea of Shadows formula, but there's just something extra special, extra dimensional about this formula. It's just been so fun to play with the original Mystic Cove shades. The only thing is I really have a hard time with these names. All right, I am gonna go with Nerites for this one. Of course, I will have everything spelled down below, by the way, but this is a beautiful shade. I think this pink to gold is really pretty. You know that this is kind of my jam, so I'm really excited to try this one on. I'm gonna show you all 3 of the shades, and then I'll show you the hand swatches. So then, let's see what else we're gonna get challenged. Oh, Thetis. That's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. So this is, I mean, this one to me is almost like unicorn rainbow multi-shifty beautifulness. I mean, you have like a blue, almost I would say leaning into a limey green, and then you have, I mean, right there I almost see like a rose gold, and then a more like purpley or lavender. I feel like I just named all the shades, but I feel like all the shades are in this one. It's very fun. This is another fun one. You know I love a good pink and green, green and pink. Both of those are just gonna make me happy. Oh my gosh, okay. Echidna, we're gonna go with Echidna. So I probably should have taken notes when I was watching Deandra's live. By the way, if you are not following Deandra here on YouTube, she has started to do some live streams, which I think is so much fun. I believe she's calling them Devinah After Dark. So I will make sure to have that channel linked down below so that you can subscribe, because you're missing out, because she definitely did some sneak peeks of this collection, of both collections. So stay in the know and follow along with her. Okay, so anyway, this one. Now this is really interesting because you can definitely see the lime green right here, but then you see the pink, but man, I definitely see almost a little bit of like a periwinkle. Like there's a bit, am I crazy? Somebody tell me, can you see that like little bit of periwinkle in the pink? It's like pinkerwinkle. Parapink, pinkwinkle. I'm trying to make a word that's not a word. I'm gonna do the hand swatches. I'll be right back. All right, look at, I mean, wouldn't we all just love to run around like this? Oh my gosh. Like, can you imagine just doing your whole body like this? Okay, but let's get serious now. Let's talk about the swatches. Okay, so look at this one. This is, of course, Echidna, and you can see, like, I mean, that is so magical. I have some pink to greens. I definitely have a few. The formula of this is just so like silky smooth, and I just feel like this one is unique. We'll see. I'll probably do a few comparison swatches, but I feel like that is just such a unique pink shift. I could be totally wrong, but then you can see like the green. I mean, the green is definitely really nice and limey, and the pink is super bright. So pretty. Cannot wait to try that one on. Then this middle one is, of course, the beautiful Thetis, and Thetis, again, I mean, look, I mean, I see some blue, I see some lime, I see some like that rosy gold. Oh, so pretty. Deandra, these are gorgeous. Okay, and then of course we have Nerites. Nerites, I'm gonna go with that. Oh, look at that. I mean, fire. Like it's like this beautiful, bright golden, and then you get into that pink. And the pink isn't quite like bubblegum pink. It has something, you know, deep to it, which does not surprise me coming from Devinah. Very, very pretty. I am so excited for these. Like I said, the Mystic Cove formula, it just is so pretty. I mean, look at that. I just kind of want to smear this all over my face and just call it a day. But I will do slightly more curated eye swatches for you. Let's get into that right now. All right, for this, I am switching to the Rephr 21 just to try a different brush, and to be honest, because the other one is just like super sparkly now. All right, lovelies, here I am with two different shadows and not a lick of anything else in my face. But I hope that those eye swatches were helpful for you. Again, that's just something I want to do to be able to show you what the reality of wearing this is going to be. I have to say, I am really excited to try Thetis with a base underneath. I do think, you know, doing something, I know Deandra has done black. I could see doing something maybe with like a plum or even a navy. I might have to try that. So if you do want to see that, make sure you're following me on Instagram at KeepBeautyReal, because I'm sure I'll be posting some looks soon with these shades. And I'm sorry to those of you that are disappointed to find out that I'm not doing a look in this video. For the amount of time that I have to dedicate to this video for all of you, I just felt like it would be more worthwhile to go ahead and do some comparison swatches. So now we're gonna get into those comparison swatches, and of course at the end of this video I will give you my thoughts and how I'm feeling on the extension of the Mystic Cove and Sea of Shadows. All right, I planned on just being kind of chic and doing like cute music through this, but I just have to say, gosh darn it, I mean, I'm glad because it's good that I don't have a dupe, but I totally thought I was gonna have a dupe for Echidna. I mean, maybe I have something that looks similar on the eyelids, but it's just between formula differences and shade differences. Like, pulled out all my like kind of pinkish to greenish, and there's nothing on here. So the top one is Echidna. The next one down is Dragonfly from Pastel Roses. And then the next one down from that is Duchess from Cleona. Then we have Twisted Dirty Martini from Touch of Glam. The next one there is, I believe it's Ingrid from Odin's Eye. And then this one is Quasar from Terra Moons. So I don't see, there's nothing that's exactly the same. And I do also have to say that I feel like the finish of the Devinah is like the most wet and kind of metallic. I mean, look at that. Oh, so pretty. These are all gorgeous, but definitely not the same. All right, we're carrying on. And if I do have some comments to make, I'll pop in. Otherwise, we'll probably just continue with some music. Okay, this one's kind of exciting. We have an almost dupe by color story here, not by formula by any means. So on the top is Thetis, and then the middle one in the middle is Big Dipper from Terra Moons. I was just experimenting. But then the bottom one I feel like is very close. That is Prism from the Pastel Roses. However, they are very different in formula. Again, Devinah has that glidey, smooth, slick feel. Prism, like I don't know, it's not that old, but I'm like, I have to like dig my finger in, really kind of like get in there and then swatch. So I'm gonna do another swatch over the top just so you can see. I mean, now it's getting a little bit closer. There's maybe a little bit more mauve-y undertone in Thetis. Like, I just feel like the base is just a smidge more, I don't know, it's got, yeah, like, I feel like, oh, you probably aren't even gonna be able to see that. If we have it out of the light, I think you can see that this one almost has a bit more of, I don't know, like a pinky mauve undertone even. And then this one seems to have more of like a purpley blue. I could totally be wrong, but dead on, they look pretty close, but you can just see how that top one just looks more wet. As I am trying to remove all of these swatches, I just want to say I believe that there was one shadow that I did not do any dupes next to, and that's just because there was nothing in my collection that was even similar. On this last one, I am going to do some shades that I know aren't exactly dupes by any means, but that maybe you have in your collection, and just so that you can see side by side, so that you can see how close they are. So we'll get into the last one, which is Nerites. Nerites, whichever. All right, I guess you're getting one silent swatch in this. A couple more that are very, very close. So again, on the top, we have the one that I'm not even gonna try to name one more time. And then here we have Nightmare Eyes from Shine by SD, and then we have Mountain Magic from Shine by SD, which, can we just say, I mean, these came out in the same collection, right? I mean, technically, this one I think is as above and this one is so below, but you know, they came out at the same time. So Mountain Magic has a bit more of a deeper base to it. Then here we have Electra. I wanted to show this one next to Nerites because they are different. Electra, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see that. Electra has a lot more like vibrant gold to it, and it's also a bit chunky, not chunkier as in like chunky, but the glitter particles are a lot bigger. They just have more sparkle to them. And so I actually personally prefer Nerites on the top. I love them both. I mean, I've worn Electra quite a few times, but it is a little bit more glittery. So if you like more of a smooth, shifty shade, I think you'll like Nerites better. I just had to throw Tucana on the bottom. I knew it wasn't going to be anything like the rest, but I just wanted to show you. It's sort of like Nerites is like the super powered mutant version of Tucana in the best way possible. So I hope. Good morning, lovelies. I know that I said that I wasn't going to include a look in this video, but I got up a little extra early this morning so that I would have some time. I want to do a look with a deeper base with Thetis. So I have to do it. So here is my plan for this. I am going to probably end up mixing a bit of the Danessa Myricks Colorfix in primary blue with a little bit of Trooper. So Trooper is a greeny gray, and then obviously primary blue is just that, it's a primary blue. So that's kind of the plan. I will probably use some Devinah mattes to kind of go along with it to sort of blur and buff out the edges. I want this to have some depth, but I don't want it to be too dramatic. We'll see. Famous last words. So I hope you enjoy this one.
It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go again, but you ain't picking your phone up. Why you messing my head up? Any night, any day, let me take you away.
And unfortunately, this right here is all you see of me applying Thetis because I ran out of memory and didn't realize that my camera had stopped. So after I applied Thetis, I went through and buffed the shade Envy from Devinah through the crease. It's the green you're about to see me using in my lash line. I'm so sorry you missed the gorgeous application of Thetis. Well, I don't know that my application was gorgeous, but the color sure is.
All right, here we have the final look. I like this. It's not at all what I was kind of anticipating, but I really do like it. Obviously, putting Thetis over that darker base really brought out a lot of the green, but you can see here, you get a lot more of that blue, and if I can catch the angle right, I'll see if I can do it in the close-ups, but you get almost like there's almost like a deep periwinkle shift in the outer corner. That's super pretty. So I'm very happy with this. If I remember, I will make sure to have all of the other things on my Facce link down below. The one thing I did want to mention is, because this is the first time wearing it on my lips, this is the City Beauty City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss in San Diego, and this one is so pretty. I love this gloss formula. You all know that. This was sent in PR. I do plan on doing a lip swatch video of all of the gloss shades that I have, so that'll be coming soon, but I'll have all the details and my discount code linked down below for that. But really liking this. So now we might as well just move into my final thoughts. All right, I couldn't help it. I just had to throw in a look. So hopefully you enjoyed. And I think, like I said, it's really interesting just to see the potential of these multi-chromes when you do use different colored bases. You know, it went in a different direction than what I kind of thought it would. I obviously could have tested it by swatching on my hand. Who has time for that? We already had enough swatches going on in this video, but I do really love this look. I also really love these shadows. If you know my makeup preferences, the two shades in the Sea of Shadows aren't something that I'm gonna lean into a lot, just because I don't wear a lot of blues and purples, but I do think that these shadows are very pretty, and if you decide to get the bundle for $18.80, especially if you love the artwork on the palette, you enjoy having a palette that you can use. I mean, obviously you can use this for any standard size pan, so I think that that is really great. Mystic Cove, the formula it just has my heart. You know, I love a good, creamy, smooth multi-chrome. It still has a lot of dimension, but it just tends to be easier to apply than shadows that have like a lot of flaky glitters in them. And it's just something that for my 40, almost 2-year-old eyelids, I just think it's more flattering. So I definitely love both, and they are, like I said, both still available right now. Now, if you have not tried any of the shadows yet and you're like, you know what, this is just my vibe, I want the whole collection. Right now, the Mystic Cove entire collection, you can pre-order. They don't have it available right now, but it is on pre-order, so you can pick that one up. The Sea of Shadows full collection at the time of filming this was still available, but both of the extension packs are available right now. So if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. Did you pick these up? I'd love to know. Do you have a favorite shade? Of course, I love having the discussions in this community with you. So let me know your thoughts down below. I do hope this was helpful. Devinah Day is always a fun day for me, and I hope it was for you too. And I will see you really soon.